That's about it. Do you want to proceed?
Thank you very much for being here. It's a very important topic. With all due respect, no interruptions or questions until we go through the entire presentation. Take notes, remember your questions. President Scanlon and the board will entertain those questions following the entire presentation. And to give you a sense of how the presentation is going to go. We're going to start with Ellen Milgram. She has been a principal of West for 15 years. She is going to connect the primary deficiencies of the building with how it affects our children. So it's a real life story for the past 15 years. I'm then going to talk about the 4 studies that have been completed over the last 28 months. Also, what impact the 2 sites and 2 structures would have in terms of new versus renovation. Nick Cirilli is a resident, structural engineer, civil engineer, has been working with us, has been working with me for 3 years and prior to that. Very knowledgeable about the 2 sites. He also completed one of the studies. He'll discuss that. Damien, where are you? Damien is the lead representative from Reynolds Construction Management. They are, of course, the firm that has been a part of the middle school project. Ted Goose helped with the sketches for the 2 different sites. He is the architect for this project. Ellen will talk about the issue that has been, Damien will talk about the issue of staging the project at either site. Ellen will come back and talk about playground space at West if the board were to determine that that's the best site. I will then talk about cost, the difference between the cost of the 2 sites. I'm going to mention the kids' place and what the future plans are. Neva Providence Elementary, what the future thinking would be regarding that building. The impact of Act 1 and how it affects decision-making, how it affects fiscal attentiveness, possible use of the Summit site if that were to be not used as a construction site. Then there will be, again, comments by the Board of Education. President Scanlon will entertain questions. It's all up to you. By the way, could you hear, Elizabeth? I didn't put my...
We can hear you.
For the people outside in the community here.
Yes. Now I see. Flip on mic.
You want the clip on?
Oh, the clip mic?
Or do you want this? Which one do you want?
Whichever one works better. Thank you for all being here, because what it means is that you have the same passion for Wallingford Elementary School that I do. So this is the question that was posed to me. What do you think of the condition of this school building? My reply was that even the beautiful displays of student work could not mask the many problems and inadequacies. When and with whom did this conversation occur? It occurred 15 years ago, after I, the newly appointed principal of Wallingford Elementary School, completed a tour of the building, guided by my predecessor. In the ensuing years, the district has sunk considerable money into emergency repairs of an antiquated structure whose overwhelming needs and failures far exceed the ability to be repaired. Moreover, the building, the core section of which was constructed 80 years ago, is inadequate to meet the needs of 21st century educational programs and services. Let me share with you some of the infrastructure deficiencies and the educational consequences. Plumbing. There are significant, well-documented sewer pump failures that date back many years. A sewer pump failed in 1978, 32 years ago, and flooded the cafeteria. More recently, the odor of sewage began to periodically pervade the classroom wing of the building 11 years ago, and repeated pump failures have occurred for the last 6 years. The most recent incident occurred just 4 weeks ago, when multiple building toilets began to back up. Had we not immediately closed down our kitchen and all of the first floor bathrooms there would have been sewage spewed throughout the entire ground floor, including the kitchen, cafeteria, and 2 classrooms. Plumbing contractors and district maintenance staff determined that both of the building's sewer pumps had failed simultaneously, and the sewage in the pit was so deep that they couldn't even see, much less remove, the second pump. Both pumps are antiquated, replacement parts are not easily found, and repairs are consequently not easy. As the board members know, the plumbers informed us by that night that repairs could not be made in time for school to open the following day. And by the next afternoon, with repairs still not completed, we found it necessary to bring in a sewage pumping truck, or as the kids called it, the poop truck, to pump sewage so that we could reopen school. At considerable cost to the district, this truck had to be used for the remainder of the week. And while there was discussion of replacing the antiquated pumps with newer pumps that have macerating capability, we realized that the sewer pump area is such a small space that it could not accommodate such pumps. Therefore, we are relegated to a chronic condition of pumps that are inadequate to handle the volume of the school sewage and subject to breakdown at any time. There are 3 adult restrooms and 8 student restrooms in the building. All are in dilapidated condition, with rusting and peeling stalls and univent covers. In the main boys' bathroom, a urinal had to be removed and the pipe capped off because it is connected to an outdoor gutter drain, and every time it rained, the urinal spouted water and flooded the bathroom. And this report is on the website, by the way. It is included in one of the reports. In the same bathroom, one sink has only an operational hot water faucet, another sink has only an operational cold water faucet, and the other 2 sinks cannot be easily turned off. In the 3rd floor girls' bathroom, a broken toilet has been removed because it was not repairable. In the cafeteria girls' bathroom, a toilet seat is damaged. And almost all of these bathrooms are heated by freestanding exposed steam radiators, which are a burning hazard. In all cases, the district maintenance staff has been responsive and worked hard to rectify the situations. However, the scope and frequency of breakdowns outstrip their best efforts to keep up. Heating. After repeated boiler failures, the 2 west boilers were replaced in 2004. The replacement boilers were not new. Rather, they were then 16-year-old boilers that were removed from SRS because they were deemed to be inadequate to service the renovated SRS building. These boilers are now 22 years old. One generates hot water heating for the office, gym, library wing of the building. The other generates steam heat, a highly inefficient delivery system for the remainder of the building. Freestanding steam radiators are located not just in the bathrooms, but also in stairwells and hallways throughout the building. And like those in the bathrooms, not only are they inefficient, but they present a burning hazard. In the other extreme, the library classrooms on the north side of the building and the office are constantly cold. In some cases, such as the office and the health suite, this has to do primarily with an apparent lack of insulation on the outside walls. However, in all cases, heating units blow so loudly that teachers often turn them off in order for instruction to be audible. This is true in the library and the office as well. In the library, we generally have to turn off the heat in order to conduct instruction or meetings. And in the office, we have to turn off the compressor in order to have important telephone conversations. In addition, on February 15th, we lost heat throughout the entire west section of the building when a heat pump motor burnt out.